Hello and welcome back to Ekmulakat. Dear friends, it's said, every day is a new life to a wise man. We learn new things every day. And if we keep this learning, we never get old. That is why it is said, if you stop learning, whether you are 20 or you are 80, you are old. So today, we have another learning experience. We have Dr. Romesh Gautam Mishra, Senior Advocate of Supreme Court in front of us. Let us talk to him. Sir, welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You are a senior advocate,
Yes.
Designated by the Supreme Court. So that means a lot of experience in the field of, some call it the field of justice, some call it the field of law. We have to strike the right chord between law and justice sometimes.
All right.
But in your experience, sir, I would like to start by asking, we hear a lot of stories about pending cases in the whole of India. How is present day justice which is being delivered nowadays? Are you happy with that, or we need to improve it? Let us start with
See,
that.
there is an old saying. There is an old saying called "justice delayed is justice denied."
Yes, yes.
So, justice, if delayed and not delivered on time, so it is like doing injustice to the litigant or the sufferer or the victim, whatever
Yes,
the case may be. But as far as pendency is concerned, pendency is because there have been vacancies in the High Court and Supreme Court. Those vacancies have not been filled.
Okay.
So, those vacancies if filled on time, because we should have anticipated vacancies, because we know when a person is retiring, we know that with
Yes,
the day
yes.
there is a principle in government service, all government services, the day you join the service, your day of retirement is also decided
Yes,
accordingly.
yes, yes,
So, your
yes.
date of retirement is known to you, so therefore you should start a process of replacing that person when he retires in advance, so that there are no vacancies. If there are no vacancies, then there will be no pendency as well. And then the judges who are sharp judges, sharp lawyers, they should be appointed as judge, so that they deliver more. You have to have a relation between the delivery system of justice and the cases filed, because the 100 cases are listed in one court today, and out of 100 say the cases are urgent, so it is not right.
Yeah.
The judges should also get enough time that they study that those
Yes,
cases,
yes,
100
yes,
files or
yes.
50 files or 80 files, because 100 cases are impractical to be read in the evening first day, and then next day you because it takes time. Even if it takes
time.
2
Yes,
two
yes,
minutes per case, then you require 200 minutes.
Yes, yes.
So, it's a simple calculation. So, question is that firstly there should be some time, some limited cases, and then the vacancies should not be there. The more delay is caused because of the vacancies in the High Court and Supreme Court.
Sir, you made a very, very important point. I didn't know, and most of my audience, I think,
Yes.
this is news which you are telling now. Because we have heard vacancies of professors and teachers in
Right.
colleges and universities, almost the same you
Same
are
way.
saying. But again, you are making a very important point. The moment someone is enrolled as a advocate or a judge, there is a retirement time.
Right.
So it is all about pre-planning, and so you say it is
Timely action.
mostly a government thing.
Yes.
Government should give enough thought about this.
Right.
And is it also because we don't have enough, this is just I'm asking a doubt, we don't have enough LLB or LLM graduates coming out every year?
There
No.
are enough.
Okay,
There are more than
okay,
enough.
okay.
There used to be time when I did my law in 80s. So at that time there were lesser number which were coming out, law graduates. But now there are so many institutes which are teaching law, imparting legal education. So every year so many people are coming. That is, there is no this thing that lesser number of people are coming out from law colleges. There are enough. But question is that amongst them whom you appoint as judge, and then the required experience and the all those formalities which are needed. So your experience, your age, and your your appointment through a collegium system, then collegium system of Supreme Court, and then approval of government and all those things. Basically, I would say there are enough law graduates. Any person with 10 years of experience can be appointed as Judge of High Court, provided he has completed the age of 35. That's the constitutional requirement. But that constitutional requirement is 35, 10 years of practice. But normally 35, at 35, I think
usually no one becomes a
no
judge.
one becomes judge. Not less than 45 normally. In normal course, 45 is needed to become judge. But there are instances where 37, 36 people have been appointed, but very, very rarely. But my point is entirely a different thing, because what I said is that you should foresee the vacancies which are coming up 1 year in advance. And then you start the process also 1 year in advance, so that when a person retires, you fill that gap.
Practically, you are telling the 6P rule, as I understand. Prior proper planning prevents poor performance.
Right,
it is
right,
said.
absolutely.
So this is being taught in every school of motivational teaching. Sir, this whole system of law or justice, people still have a lot of faith in judiciary, even though the law. It takes support of circumstantial evidence and all those things which can be proven legally in a court. Still, I think, I want your opinion on this. Justice is served mostly, right, in this country still till now?
I feel justice is mostly served. In 98-99% cases, justice is served.
It is those rare cases where, because of the what appears to be happened, and rather than what has actually happened, very rare cases are there.
That is rare. Because judiciary is, I would say, 98% judiciary is doing fair job, good job, and with honesty. We have good quality of judges.
Yes, so that will be a relief to people, because I know for some or other reason I also had to visit the court for some of my friends. I had that experience, and the immensity of cases and people flocking into the courts have increased over last few years. So now it is, everyone needs a judge or needs an advocate. It has come to that. In spirituality, it is said there is karma. So I want to know how these things stand in the eyes of law. You are a person of law. You are a person of justice. We believe that karma will come back to you. That is one thing we say. But then again, we have the system. It should be there. The system should be there. But there is another spiritual process, a spiritual law which is happening underneath, where finally the justice will be served. So how do you view these things? I just want to know your honesty.
If you go to karmas, whatever karmas you do, that will come back to you. You will do bad will come to you. You will do good, that will come to you. But in our law, we say that dharma always prevails, or truth always prevails. So when there is truth, so ultimately truth prevails. So your karma is according to the fact that you are truthful or not, you are working as per your dharma or not. So that is the principle, that truth will always prevail. Courts also are well aware of the truth. In every case, recently a judge had commented that Delhi High Court judge had commented while he was delivering a judgment, that it is not the parties who are on trial. It is not parties who are on trial, it is the judge who is on trial, because both parties know the truth.
Oh, yes.
The trial is of judge. So he said in a lighter way, but actually the judge doesn't know the truth. Truth. As a lawyer, I would know what my party has done. The other party would know what is the truth. The judge is the person who actually is not aware of the truth. He goes by the evidence, and he goes by the documents, he goes by the circumstances, and all those considerations.
You are being very honest on these answers, I can see. One more thing I wanted to ask you is, we all have heard when Gandhi was a lawyer, he refused to take cases where he knew that the right thing is not on the part of my client. He is representing the false. Then he refused to take the. Do you think in the present society, when of course money also is a very important matter, it matters to a lot of people, and people even forgive. They look at advocates with a forgiving eye who take cases just for the money. It is okay nowadays. It's okay. So do you think we need to think more about the moral side of it, or is it practical? I just want to know from you.
To tell you the truth, I have a lot of respect for Gandhiji. Gandhiji and my grandfather Pandit Jagannath Mishra, they were very close friends.
He was a freedom fighter.
My grandfather was also a freedom fighter. He was very close to Gandhiji.
Okay.
He also went to jail 72 times.
Oh.
And my father was too a freedom fighter. So Gandhiji had a strong moral value. That kind of moral value does not exist now. But at the same time, I would say that there are instances where people have approached me. Like, I'll give you one example of Rajasthan. That was about 20-25 years back. A client comes to me and says that, sir, my case, I need my case to be transferred from Rajasthan to some other state.
Okay.
So if you can file a petition in Supreme Court for me. So I said, what is the ground? He said, ground is that the lawyers in my district are on strike.
Okay.
They are not appearing in court. And for the last 4-5 months, they are not appearing in court. If I wanted to be amongst those who just want money, so I could have said, yes, you pay the fee, this much fee is needed, you pay the fee, we will file a transfer petition irrespective of the result, whatever result I knew that it is going to be dismissed.
Okay.
Result I knew that it is going to be dismissed. So I, instead of telling him that, because since I belong to that respectable family of freedom fighters, and Gandhiji is my ideal, so I told him, why are you wasting your money? You are not going to get any relief in this. So from Supreme Court, you will not get any relief. This is what I can assess. Therefore, you will be wasting your money. Don't engage me, or don't engage anyone else also for that matter, because why should you waste your money? You go to High Court, get your district transferred from one district to another, that could be possible. But transferring from one state to another by Supreme Court, it is not possible in your case. I could have made money
by saying yes to his request.
So that's why I say that those moral values, they are hardly existing now, but that should exist. Lawyer has to be a gentleman first.
Yes, sir. Yes.
It is a noble profession. One should think that we should earn money. Everybody needs money, but money has to be earned with honesty. Not with dishonesty or with misrepresentation, which I never did in my 40 years of my career. I never did that.
It is great to hear from a person of law. And nowadays people, we have this mindset that society is corrupted, whatever you do. But it is not. It is not. There are still a percentage who does this, but that small percentage is coloring the entire society, of course. But still, you can hold on to values if you want.
Right.
That is a great message which I want my audience to listen to. Sir, we have a very interesting thing in the brahmakumaris. Yes. We say in the knowledge, brahmakumaris is striving for, in the cyclic pattern, we say the time is cyclic. In the cyclic pattern of time, the 4 quality time, it is called the golden age, the silver, the copper and the iron age. We call it the Satyug, the Treta, the Dwapar and the Kaliyug. And after the Kaliyug, it is again the Satyug which is coming. And fortunately or unfortunately, sir, we think fortunately there won't be any court or police system in the golden age, because there won't be anyone doing
There wasn't any in Satyug.
Yes,
This
yes.
is what we know by in spirituality, also in
Yes.
mythology,
Yes,
that
yes.
there wasn't any court system or any police system at that time. And I am sure about it, because this is my second visit to Brahmakumaris.
Okay.
And I am so much inspired by Janki Dadi ji, whom I met in 2018.
Okay.
And yesterday we met Dadi ji, Ratan
Ratan
Mohini
Mohini
ji,
ji, yes.
and took her blessings. I'm sure that those visionary people who say that, who will tell us that the Satyug will come, the golden age will come, of course it is bound to come. And I think pretty soon it is going to come, and I wish it comes and we see that there is no police, or there is no court, or there is
Yes,
no
yes.
litigation, or there is no dispute, and there is a universal feeling of brotherhood amongst all human beings. I want to see that.
Sir, for that end, what the Brahmakumari is doing is imparting this knowledge of the soul, the qualities of the soul, that you are not what you appear to be.
Yeah.
You are a powerful, pure being. This is a very basic teaching of the Brahmakumaris. So, do you think that we are trying to impart this in schools now? We have a program called Touch the Light, which focuses on class 7th, 8th and 9th, which is the period of transfer, where there is a lot of hormonal changes. So a lot of things, they get exposed to magazines and newspapers and a lot of things, So this time, if they are given the real education, unfortunately, sir, you will be knowing this, 90% of the successful people in the world who are called successful entrepreneurs, big entrepreneurs, they are mostly school and college dropouts. So we have this system now. We are not against education, but there is something which is lacking basically. It is not the man-making system is somewhere not to be seen. Do you think not just in school of law or law college students, in general, there is a need of this real education to tell the student, you are very powerful. You are not just product of your parents or product of the schooling or product of any of the societal things. You have a separate entity. You are a divine being. You are a shining light. This kind of education, so do you think it will help, even if we impart it to law students or teachers especially, and students themselves, that in order to bring that golden age, this is necessary?
This is very much necessary. This is very much necessary, because what Brahmakumaris are doing is not what you call is worshipping God.
Yes,
You are on spirituality.
Yes.
Spiritual word is connecting to God. You are not following God.
Yes.
You are connecting yourself to the God. You may have contact with people. Today's world, we have contact with so many people,
Yes.
but we are not connected with people.
You're right.
So connection is important. So if you are connecting yourself with God, that's a very good thing. And not only that, I would like to add one more thing.
Yes.
Whenever I have come, this second visit, first visit was in 2018 on the Spark conference only,
Yes.
at Gyan Sarovar. So even you may not have come to take something from here. You may not have come with the ambition to get something, but you will definitely get something while you will come here.
Yes, it's a natural thing.
It will have an impact on your future life. So when I went in 2018, when I went back in 2018, I got so many things which cannot be described, but I got so many things. Even this time I am sure I am going to carry so many things from here. And this kind of education, as you have said, that it is started in 7th, 8th and 9th class, that's a very good beginning. And I think this is the realistic word. This is what we are made for. If we know ourselves, because most of the people, there is a Sanskrit shlok, Yesham na vidya, na tapo na jnanam, na shilam, na guno, na dharme, te mrityu loke, bhui bhara bhuta, manushya rupen mrigash charanti. तो जिसके पास ना विद्या है, ना ज्ञान है, ना तप है, वो तो यहाँ इस पृथ्वी के ऊपर मृग के रूप में यानी पशु के रूप में चरते हैं, और वो धरती के ऊपर, इस पृथ्वी माता के ऊपर जो वो भार बने हुए हैं। तो जो बहुत सारे जो ऐसे लोग हैं जो हु आर नॉट सेंसिटिव टुवर्ड्स द इश्यूज, हु आर नॉट विलिंग टू लर्न, तो उन लोगों को जगाने के लिए एक ये स्कूल से शुरुआत की जाएगी, तो ये बहुत अच्छी बिगनिंग है, एंड माय बेस्ट विशेस फॉर दैट।
Sir, I'm glad that this is coming out of the mouth of a person of law, and this shows, sir, the culture of our country.
Right.
Because we are a different nation. We have our own strong value system. When all the other countries were confused, India was never confused, even though it was attacked by several things in the past, but it was never confused. It held on to its values. And when you are talking, I get a glimpse of that from not only just from your family background, where your father and grandfather had been freedom fighters, but just because you being an Indian, you being a person of law, the fragrance of spirituality is coming out of you, and this will be a message for the society. And thanks a lot for coming and sharing all these things. I still have a lot of things to ask, but for lack of our time, and so we have to stop here. But thanks a lot, and I think the message which you given today will be handed over, I hope, to the youth of the present, who will be watching you and taking some inspiration from you. So that would be the success of this interview, I hope.
Whatever I have tried to share that, and I want, if I have something, I must share, and people should get enlightened if I have something.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I think you definitely given that. Yes. Thanks a lot of coming.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
That was Dr. Romesh Gautam Mishra ji, senior advocate appointed by the Supreme Court. And dear friends, learning never ends. So this is another opportunity where we can think and reflect. I want you to do that immediately after this interview. Sit for 5 minutes. Allow the values to percolate inside, and then we will come out a changed person. That is the inspiration we get from Ek Mulakat. See you later in the next one. Until then, it's a goodbye from all of us in the studio.